Hello to all my friends out there. So it's overcast in a sunny, hot way. And I am on the way to do my chores and to do my walking, which I do every day. So I finally got all my stuff. Can you believe somebody didn't buy this London Fog purse for $3? This was funny. So what I did is, that junk was in my bedroom. There is no room for me in my bedroom. If you saw those, if you saw the swap meet, I don't live in that big of a townhouse, and let me tell you, it feels good that it's gone. I hope everyone is okay, and I hope everyone is being careful with their money. Now this lovely purse, this was funny. I got this home and this did not sell. And I thought, wow, I am so glad. You know, at the time I threw the stuff out there, I go, it's driving me crazy. I want to get rid of it. So what I did is I washed everything, because a while back, I started buying everything in my size, you know, everything I sell, because I thought that's practical. So I washed everything and hung it back up in the closet, and this loveliness didn't sell, so I will use it at some point in my backyard. And so, like, everything is still messed up from the swap meet days. So what I will be doing is I will be packing up more stuff, and then as soon as I get enough stuff, I will go back to the swap meet. But you really have to have thousands of items or you're not going to make much money. Well, it depends. Now, what I do is I sell it cheap. I don't want to sit out there and get a sunstroke. I want to sell it cheap, get rid of it, and go home. So, okay, the HelloFresh meal was good last night, and I wanted to mention something. Okay, so I learned something about these meals, and it's so much better than the way I used to do things. The meat is 5 ounces. And I go, you know, that is really weird. 5 ounces, a pound is 16 ounces. So that would be about a 1/3 pound of meat. It's enough, but it's not too much. So when you go to the store, they sell 1/4 pound hamburgers, and I guess the other ones are 1/3 pounds. So just knowing that for dinner, you need, for a full-on meal, you need 5 ounces of meat, is you can buy a pound of meat and then you have 3 portions. So for a week, you only need two pounds and 1/3 pound meat. So that helps you, you know, plan out your meat. And then they give you like 5 small potatoes for 2 people, so 2.5 small potatoes. Or rice is a 1/2 cup, and the vegetables are 2.5 vegetables. I guess this has been planned out. Like the carrots, they give you 5 carrots for 2 people, and they go heavy on the carrots. And you guys, those cupcakes were so yummy. Somebody doesn't need to be eating so many cupcakes. Okay, so today I am buying 2 things: almond butter at the dollar store and pepper, good pepper. At the Iraq store, I don't know if it's Iraq, Mideast, I don't, we used to always call them Iraqs because in the beginning they were mostly from Iraq. I was a young hairstylist when they started blowing into this town, and they told me someday we're gonna own this town. And I thought, yeah, right. Well, they pretty much do. But so what? Who wants to own this town? It's not that great, you know? Okay, so now I want to talk to you guys about these floods. So what are these floods really? I think these floods are evidence of the grand solar minimum we've been talking about. And they say the grand solar minimum will last 11 years, and it's essentially like a mini ice age. But I do not think this is correct. I think an ice age could last hundreds of years. And so a thought popped into my mind, and if any of you have been to the Grand Canyon, the Grand Canyon is the Grand Canyon because that was full of water. And they're finding all kinds of artifacts all the time down there. they found the bones of giants, and I heard that the Mormons have them. The Mormons settled there in Utah and around in that area. And, you know, a lot of people deny the existence of giants, and that is just stupid because we have artifacts of giants. So, and we also have evidence of large bodies of water. So, one thing good about the internet is you can study things that you would have no access to, like the secret doctrine. In a lot of circles, that is considered witchcraft. And just to mention, an ascended master sounds good, but an ascended master is coming from below. And then, you know, when I was in the self-help groups, it was the higher power, which sounds okay, but there could be a heavenly realm above the earth, which is actually lower than heaven. So that's not so hot either. So if they're ascending and masters, is like, what were slaves? What? Well, you will become slaves if they assist you. And so anyway, so this, in a lot of circles, you know, Madame Blavatsky, you know, spiritism and anything like that is not good, but you would have no access to it normally if you didn't have books. And so the other thing I've been studying is teachings of Muhammad, which you would really have no access to. But one of their interesting teachings is the end of times, which is the part I'm interested in too. So they said in the end of times, if you see fire and you see water, your impulse would be run towards the water, but don't run towards the fire. That was the teaching. And I'm thinking, yeah, that run towards the fire, run into, because we have fires here, run to the fire, because when there's fires here, you will see giant flames in the hills, and you're so, but I'm looking at these floods, and I'm thinking about the Colorado River, and I'm thinking about the Grand Canyon, and I'm thinking, yeah, it's probably not a good idea to run towards the water. So, you know, be thinking about that, how dangerous floods are. So now we know floods run from north to east. So if you're, from north to south. So if you're living south, you have to know the waterways. If you're living south of places, say the northern regions of the country have massive snows. So if you're leaving south, then chances are you're going to flood. And so there's been prophecies that there's going to be huge fires sweeping across the western portion of the U.S., the whole western portion. So what's so bad about that? Oh, nothing. That's just where we grow our food. So now one last thing. Okay, one of the men that I watch is Duncan O'Finian. And I think it was like during the Vietnam War, you will notice there was uses of psychics, and also the Church of Satan was given access to the military. They were allowed to have a church because they were active in the war effort. And so that's where Duncan O'Finian comes in. And so some of us were aware of that. So, but now the AI wants to take over the psychic, the human psychics. They want to be like psychics, but I don't believe that the AI can ever overcome a human. Well, what they're saying is they can download our brain waves and, you know, overcome us that way. But what he was saying, if you're going to be ready at all times, is to be mobile. So what I'm thinking is the most important thing is the upkeep of your vehicle. Make sure your vehicle, make sure you have money, cash money in small bills. and you have gas cans and you have a good running vehicle, and you know, I've been working on this a long time, car living. That's why my car is so messed up, but I'm gonna fix it pretty soon. So make sure, you know, you have a good running vehicle for escape. Basically, if things are looking bad, you want to evacuate the area. So I'm going to be working on that, you know, not hysterical, but you don't want, if you're trying to escape with your life, you don't want some car that gets bad gas mileage. Also, could you sleep in the car? One person can comfortably sleep in this car. You push the seat all the way up, you put a box behind the seat, and you can pretty much stretch out, even a pretty big person. So, you know, be thinking about vehicles as life and death. So you want to be mobile. So it's food, water, gas, cash, and a weapon. So what good is gas without a decent vehicle, right? And be thinking about these issues of water and fire, because that's what we're seeing. Okay, you guys, please like, comment, and subscribe. And God bless you all.